What if I told you the hardest part of weight loss isn't the sweat, the hunger, or the sore muscles? What if I told you the hardest part of weight loss is the silence? It's the quiet voice that asks, why isn't the scale moving? It's watching your friends eat pizza on a Friday night while you sip water and you count your macros. It's walking into the gym at 5 a.m. when the whole world is still asleep, wondering if this will ever pay off. Losing weight isn't just physical, it's a mental war. And if you've ever felt the weight of that war pressing down on your chest, you know exactly what I mean. My name is Eric. I am the founder and creator of We Wake Up and Grind. I'm also your host for today's We Wake Up and Grind podcast episode, where we're going to dive into the mental struggles of weight loss. Not the kitchen routines, not the counting macros or the gym routines. It's the mental struggles that you face on a day-to-day basis, and to me is the hardest part of this journey. And I'm speaking from personal. I'm not somebody that has made it. I am still in my weight loss journey and I'm still in my fitness journey. So this is live real time. Everything I'm going to talk about today, I felt it in one way, shape, or form. So let's start with the scale. That little square piece of plastic and glass that's sitting on your bathroom floor might be one of the most powerful objects in your life. It doesn't speak. It doesn't argue. It just spits out one number. And somehow that number can literally decide how you're going to feel for that entire day. It shouldn't be about that. But if you see that number go up or stay the same, for some reason we let it change the entire outlook that we have. We can have been proud and feeling great. But the minute we see that, depression, doubt, everything starts crashing in on you at once. You could be down 3 belt loops. Your shirt could fit looser. You could be stronger in the gym, but if that scale shows the wrong number, you start to spiral. You question everything. But here's the truth. The scale isn't the judge. The scale isn't the jury. It's not the execution of your progress. It's just one measurement. One angle of the story that's still being written. And if you let it dictate your self-worth, you're giving power to a machine instead of giving credit to your work. The mental battle of weight loss is learning to see progress where the scale is blind. But there's sacrifice that nobody likes to talk about. Weight loss demands sacrifice. Not just sugar or fried foods, but social life, time, relationships, friendships. You have to sacrifice these things. I'm not telling you that you have to sacrifice the entirety of it, but there's going to be times where you're going to have to choose your future and what you're trying to build over one present moment. Your friends want to grab wings at midnight, you have to say no. Your family wants to binge watch a new series, you've got to cut it short because the gym comes early and you got to get to bed. Your coworkers bring donuts to the office, you smile, sip your protein shake, and walk away. This has literally happened to me multiple times in my office, whether it be donuts or muffins or ice cream day or free food that just is loaded with a bunch of nasty macros. We have to let it go. Our mission is more important than a moment of satisfaction. It sounds small too, but those little sacrifices stack up like bricks. And over time, the wall that they build can feel isolated. You start to wonder if you're missing out on life, and honestly, sometimes you are. You're gonna miss out on things right now to build the future that you want. Would you rather sacrifice a few moments and a couple laughs now? Or would you rather sacrifice the future that you've always wanted, whether it be your body, your finances, the relationship you've always wanted, whatever it might be? Would you rather sacrifice now or rather sacrifice that future altogether? It's a mental toll. It can get lonely. The frustration of feeling like everyone else gets to live life while you're trapped inside of a routine. But here's the shift. Those sacrifices aren't a prison. They're an investment. You're trading temporary comfort for permanent freedom. You're building back health, confidence, and years of your life. The cost is high, but the reward is priceless. And eventually the routine becomes you. In the beginning, the routine feels like a cage. Early alarms, the meal preps, logging calories, counting macros, no drinks, no late nights, bed at 10. You hear how I'm talking, it sounds robotic, forced, and unnatural. But something happens over time. That cage becomes structure. The structure becomes discipline. And the discipline becomes identity. One day you realize you don't have to go to the gym. You want to go to the gym. You don't force yourself to skip fast food. It just doesn't even sound good to you anymore. You stop craving cheat days and instead you crave progress. Perfect example. I don't know if this is your first time watching me or if you follow the channel, but I made a reel earlier today about just that. I had my first cheat meal I've had in 7 months yesterday. I'm not talking about where you add a couple extra 100 calories to a meal and like, oh, that's a cheat. No, I'm talking about like a legit cheat meal. Fast food, full combo, 1,700 calories, one sitting, full on cheat mode. And the level of guilt that I felt, that I just put that into my body, was crazy. Not just the guilt, but the way my body felt. I was sluggish. I didn't want to do anything. I had no energy. You realize that the food that you're putting in your body, whether it be a moment of pleasure because you're eating something that tastes good, the way it makes your body feel is just not worth it. You start looking at food as it is. It's fuel. Now, granted, you can make really good tasting healthy foods. But you start to realize that it's more important about what it does for your body rather than what it does for your mind and your taste buds. It's wild though. When you wake up one morning and realize that person who used to struggle, the one who struggled to even begin, is gone. You've built someone new. But here's the strangest thing. Guilt changes. At first you'll feel guilty for saying no to your friends, guilty for not eating what they eat or eating what you want, guilty for choosing yourself, but later that's going to flip. Now you feel guilty if you skip that workout. Now you feel guilty if you eat something that doesn't fuel your body right. Now you feel guilty if you cut corners of your plan. But that's not a bad guilt. That's growth. That's proof that this isn't just a diet anymore. You have created a new lifestyle, one that you should be proud of. You've shifted from punishment to pride, from discipline to desire. What once drained you now fills your cup. And that's when you know you're no longer chasing a goal, you're living your new life. Some people will call it obsession. They'll say it's becoming you. You're becoming this. You're obsessed with this. And maybe they're right. Maybe we are obsessed. But obsession with your own health, your own future, your own life, I can think of a lot more things to be obsessed with that are far worse. That's not a weakness. It's a weapon. It's a fire that burns long after motivation fades. The truth is, obsession is just passion with structure. And when you fall in love with the process, the grind, the sweat, the early mornings, the clean meals, you stop chasing the results and the results start to chase you. That's when weight loss stops being about pounds and inches. It starts being about freedom. Freedom from self-doubt. Freedom from bad habits. Freedom from the version of yourself that didn't believe change was even possible. So here's your challenge. Don't just fight through the mental battles of weight loss. Reframe them. The scale isn't your enemy. It's a tool. The sacrifices aren't a punishment. They're investments. The routine isn't a cage. It's the foundation of who you are becoming. And when guilt shifts, when obsession starts, when the lifestyle takes root, you'll understand what this grind is all about. Because weight loss isn't really about losing. It's about gaining. Gaining strength, gaining confidence, gaining control. And the only thing you're leaving behind is a version of yourself that thought you couldn't do it to begin with. So the next time you step on that scale, or pack your food, or go to bed when everyone else is staying out late, remember this. You're not just building a body. You're rebuilding your mind. And once you've built that, nothing, not doubt, not comfort, not fear, no one or nothing can stop you. So stay strong, stay consistent, stay disciplined, and as always, keep grinding. We wake up and grind.